everybody, and welcome to day 12. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a random thing, but today is going to be a story time. And as you can tell by the title of this video, it's the time that I broke my arm. Now, I broke my arm, and that was only really the second time I've broken a bone. I mean, the first time I broke a bone wasn't really real. It was just kind of like a broken toe, and you can't really do much for a broken toe, so that wasn't very big of a deal, but the broken arm was more of a deal. Okay, so, I don't know if they do it at your school, but in my elementary, after school on Fridays, the bus would take us to go to a ski class. I don't remember where we went, but we went to a ski place, and there was like an instructor there, and they would just kind of like take us on the routes and like teach us some tips about skiing, not like necessarily a ski teacher, but kind of just a mentor? I don't know. Anyway, I was planning to have my friend over for a sleepover after school that day, and so I was just gonna get off the bus and she was gonna be waiting, and then we would go back to my house. But it went a little differently. So we did the first, 4 or 5 runs that we normally do, and we were on the last run, and I was getting really excited that we could go, and so I decided to go a little bit faster off of a jump. Now, it wasn't like a legitimate jump, it was more like a little hill that would, it's like in between these 2 trees, and you would kind of like slide off the hill and like just do a little landing, and I had a friend that was going in front of me. So, she was, maybe a year younger than me, but she was still in the higher class, and so she went in front of me, and I didn't slow down in time, so she flew off and landed and kind of fell over, and I was like in midair when she landed, and I just realized, crap. So basically, you can only imagine what happened. I fell on top of her, and she didn't really get hurt. I think I might have like landed on her leg, and she kind of like was like, "Ah, that kind of hurt." But I realized that my wrist hurt really bad, and like the only thing I could really make out any words was like, my wrist hurts." And of course I was crying because, I mean, if you broke your arm like I did, I would think you'd be crying. Or maybe I'm just a baby. I mean, there's a lot more tougher people out there. But anyway, so basically the teacher came back because he realized that we hadn't been going down the hill with the rest of the class, and so he came back and saw us in a heap, and she was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, I couldn't like respond to any questions, and so the teacher kind of helped me up and grabbed my ski poles, since I was using ski poles, and I started off the ski class not really using ski poles, but we realized that ski poles are kind of a necessity for that class. Anyway, that's not the point. So he just grabbed my ski poles, and then we had to ski the rest of the way down, because I don't know if he really thought that it was that bad. I don't think he I think he might have thought that I was kind of like, just like bruised it or landed on it weird. But anyway, we come back to the ski lodge, and everybody goes back to their buses, and my bus is kind of just like loading all the kids on, and so they're kind of still busy. So I wait a little while on this bench, and it's like a medical lodge building where like they have not very highly trained, but like, volunteer medical workers, I guess, or doctors or whatever in there, and they like deal with the injuries when people fly off mountains or whatever. And so I went in there, and they checked me out, and they had like this cardboard, flat piece of like cardboard anyway, and I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like, here, I'll put a picture up here. It's like the foam that goes under your carpeting. It's like different colors, and it kind of like a whole bunch of different random pieces of foam kind of melted together into a giant square, and so that was also on it. And then also there was like this cheap bandage that like, you get for like your home bandaging if you like, I don't know, sprain your finger, or I don't know, sprain a knee or something. It's like the white bandage. I'll put a picture. Anyway, and so he got that wrapped around, and then he had like this dollar store. I'm not trying to say that they're really cheap, it's just I'm trying to explain it from my point of view. But they had like the sling, and so they put my arm in a sling with like the cardboard in it. I was kind of like shocked at what was happening, because I like had never broken a serious bone before. And so they basically like asked me my name and my birthday and everything, and they kept asking me like over and over if I hit my head during the fall. And like, it was kind of funny though, because since I was still in shock, I said my birthday was on the 1st of January, and it's actually on the 5th. And so they were like, okay, so January 1st. I'm like, nope, it's the 5th. And then they kind of looked at me like, did she really hit her head? Anyway, I didn't hit my head. It was just I think I fell on my wrist and tried to like break my fall, you know? But my wrist kind of like twisted. But anyway, they kept talking to each other and they were like, yeah, I think we might have to take her on an ambulance back down to her house. And I was like, no, because I had like a backpack of all my phone and my stuff, and I didn't think it was that much of a big deal, so I persuaded them to let me go back on the bus. And the really embarrassing thing is that they held the bus for me. So like all the kids on the bus had to wait for me, just me, to get out of the medical lodge and go back to the bus. And like there was this guy helping me down, and I was like, dude, I'm fine. Because after that, I was, like, done crying, and it was kind of just more like, I was in shock, so I couldn't really feel the pain as much anymore. And so, like, I was walking down the bus aisle, and everybody's like, what happened? What happened? And, like, I'm not that popular of a kid. I'm kind of like the background kid. And me and my friends would sit in the back of the bus, and so it was kind of confusing while everybody was asking, kind of, like, caring, because I think they were more of just, like, when something exciting happens at school, you kind of, like, want to know exactly what happened and why it happened. Anyway, I keep going off on tangents. Anyway, my friend, randomly gave me some Skittles to see if I could feel better, and I didn't really feel like eating because, you know, I was still in shock. And so, like, we just sat in the back of the bus and played, like, video games on our phone. It was really awkward because my friend kept asking me questions about, like, exactly what happened, and I couldn't really remember what happened at that time. Again, in shock. But, yeah. So, apparently they called my parents because I gave them my mom's phone number, and so they were standing outside the bus, and they were like, what's going on? And my friend was, like, standing there, too, and she had, like, this worried look on her face. So eventually my parents took me to the hospital, or at least my dad and my friend came with me because my mom had to take my little brother and little sister home. Anyway, and so we went to the hospital and to get me like a proper brace and everything. So they checked me out, gave me an x-ray. It was really awkward with my friend there. But I think that she had a good time because she was just like laughing and like confused about what's happening. And so we put this, like, black brace. I'll show you another picture because it's kind of hard for me to, like, visualize it because I don't have it anymore. But just put a picture. I had one of these on, and they said it wasn't that bad, but it was definitely broken, and so they sent me home. Apparently, my parents got a call at midnight that, they put the wrong brace or cast on me. So at 8 a.m. the next morning, we had to go back to the hospital and get a new cast, and it was, like a proper sling and kind of like, it had like that bandaging, but like the hospital version of the bandaging around. It wasn't like the hard casts. And so basically what we had to do is go to school and like wait the rest of the week to see if on Wednesday, since it was Monday after the weekend, we had to see if I needed to go get an actual cast. I did end up getting an actual cast, and it was kind of annoying because I couldn't have a bath or a shower or wash myself for the few days I had the sling on, and so I like was so happy that the cast I could actually like go in water and have a shower in. I had that cast on for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't quite remember, but eventually I got it off, and it was the weirdest feeling. Like, getting a cast off is the weirdest feeling because you feel like you're gonna break your wrist because it's so flimsy, but really it's not that flimsy. It just feels like all weird. Anyway, and the cast drill is terrifying. But there's my broken arm story, and by the way, I did break my left arm, which I was lucky because since I'm right-handed, if I had broken my right arm, everything would be like 20 times harder. So, there is my random story of me breaking an arm. If you want to hear the breaking toe story, it's a little more stupid, but if you do, leave a like on this video and comment down below any other stories or prompts, I don't know, things you want me to tell you, if there's any more story times that you have that you want me to do. Thank you again for watching this video. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future if you haven't already. And comment ideas, video ideas down in the comments below, or anything you'd like to add to the Christmas countdown. We love you. As always, stay awesome, and bye!